I know what you're going to tell me. Leo, Bad Omens are not women.
Who's after Pepperman?
All right, ladies, let's go.
Who's after Pepperman? Why are y'all acting brand new? We gotta get out of here. Who's after Peppermint?
Yeah, you're right. And they have no woman in their team, so yeah, I can't use the excuse that I used for Ghost. But Bad Omens is the band that introduced me back to metalcore and metal, so I feel like I can do an exception for them on this channel. They are the reason I created this YouTube channel. Actually, you probably haven't seen this video if like you joined me on my reactions and my many contents on women in metal and rock. I know I have a lot of people who come from the Bondmaid, The Warning and Baby Metal fandom in my subscribers, but my first video on this channel is on Bad Omens. When I reach 10,000 subscribers, I will do a reaction to this first video because I changed a lot. My editing, filming, everything changed so much, but this like was the first time that I tried like doing a video for YouTube. So kudos to baby me. Baby me, I was like 22. Bad Omens is back with new music, and honestly, this is really exciting for me because I'm a huge fan of their music. Honestly, they're like in my top artists all the time. I already have watched Specter. I've already watched the music video and I've watched it multiple times. But I wanted to watch it again on this channel because I really want to kind of talk about the beauty of this music video. I love horror movies. They are honestly the type of movies that I watch the most, whether it's on my own or with my boyfriend. I started watching horror movies when I was 11, and trust me, it was not a good idea, but I was really obsessed. And from the age of, I would say 12 to 16, when I would go on holiday in my aunt's house, we were like best friend with the neighbor, with my sister, and we would go to her house and we would binge horror movies. Like we would watch 2 or 3 horror movies every day, every week that we would go there. So we were really obsessed with horror movies. Trust me, I've seen the best horror movies out there and the worst. I've seen, you know, when you go to the cinema, you are going to have good and bad movies. I've seen the bad shit that isn't even like released for television. I've seen the really bad horror movies. The last horror movie I've seen is Weapons. Absolutely love it. Anyway, so why did I want to talk absolutely about Specter on this YouTube channel is because this music video is a work of art and we need to talk about it absolutely. I love the song, but the music video is really something else. If the other like songs from their future project have a similar aesthetic and they release other music videos like this, I am going to be so happy because honestly, this is crazy good. We're going to watch that together, and if you haven't watched it, I hope you'll be as impressed as me. Bad Omens has a little more budget, you know, they were already like famous and steadily growing, but they really blew up. Honestly, you can tell, like the budget is here. So one thing that it was always popping in my mind when I was watching this music video, I was having like lots of parallel drones with horror movies. But I know that Noah Sebastian and I think the members of Bad Omens, they really like anime. So I'm pretty sure they drew inspirations from that. Well, I think it is likely. So if you see parallels with animes, please let me know in the comment section. The only anime that I've watched is Attack on Titan, and I'm not even done, so do not spoil me, I will kill you. If you see parallels that I don't, please let me know in the comment section. I'm pretty sure I missed a lot of things, but I really want to watch it again, react again, because every single time I'll lose my mind, and you know, we can pause and be like, hey, here we have, I think it's from this movie and shit. I'm really excited. I love Bad Omens. I've spent so much fucking money on this band, but yeah, I'm kind of all over the place because I'm really excited about this. Okay, let's go. Ooh, ooh. 1, 2, 3. Here, this shot, like, it was making me think about a video game for some reason. See, okay. First, I have to stop already. All of these little shots that we've seen, it's kind of like giving some flashbacks that you would have in horror movies. For some reasons, a few of them are making me think about Wreck. Just not in precisely the content of the shots, but just the vibe, you know. This. If I am out for a walk in the woods and I see that, I think I'm literally peeing myself. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Also, some of the shots have an aesthetic that is really making me think about Suffocate. Like the music video of Suffocate by Knox Loose and Poppy. Anyway, absolutely terrifying shot things. You wouldn't, if you're normal, take a walk out in the woods at night, but imagine you did. You have to take out your dog, you know, it's like your dog really want to pee, so you have to take him out. And you see this fuck-ass shadow in water. I would cry. I would crumble. I think I would just go to it, like, I would be so scared. I think they're trying to make a horror movie because every single shot is absolutely terrifying. This really is the shot that made me want to make a video on this. Absolutely insane. Check out this man. The whole shot is perfect to me, and honestly, like, make a horror movie already because it's absolutely brilliant. Janie Beatty making me think about Sinners. You know, when you have all of the vampires out of the barn, and it's absolutely terrifying. Also, kind of giving Smile. I haven't seen this one, but it's really iconic, so I know you like. You have this shadow of, like, you have these people who are having this terrifying smile, you know. I think it's because I just saw this movie, but the movie Weapons, and you have several parts of the movie where you have, like, the adults or people who are literally just standing there. And isn't that so absolutely terrifying? Let's keep going, sorry. With a cold and empty space, and it haunts me. Again, terrifying. Every time I think I'm safe, do you feel love? I know I don't. The shot in the forest, kind of making me think about a video game. I'm really trying to think about the name of the video game that I'm thinking about, but I don't play video games. This shot, isn't it making you think about It Follows? It is, right? Absolutely terrifying. If you haven't seen the movie It Follows, it's an amazing horror movie. I think it, like, the concept is really working on me. And again, this shot also really wanted to make me talk about this music video because It Follows is one of my favorite movies, and here, like, this shot really made me think about the movie. Scary, right? Terrifying. Just your typical introduction to a music video, right? Sorry, let me pause again. This shot really makes me think about the aesthetic of Mike Flanagan. Honestly, if you haven't watched his multiple shows on Netflix, they are really worth the watch. I think the best one is The Haunting of Hill House. It's not a really original opinion. Most people would agree with me, I think, because it's really an amazing show. This shot really reminds me of the aesthetic of Mike Flanagan, yeah. The shot that you have on screen right now is brilliant, in my opinion. In horror, you kind of have this specific rule that you have to break in order to make the viewer extremely scared. We are constantly looking for reassurance and to put what we are seeing into kind of rule boxes. So when you have the first shot of the figure, here it is not moving. So as a viewer, you kind of have the reassurance of, oh, this thing is scary, but it is not moving. So maybe I'm safe. And then it starts dancing in the water. The rule of safety is broken and it is terrifying. Oh, wouldn't you die if you saw that? This shot is beautiful! What a pleasure to watch. Honestly, when I discovered the music video, I was really impressed, and I checked out the credit of the people who worked on it, and it kept going. So many people worked on that music video, so thank God Bad Omens has more budget now because they are providing us masterpieces like that. And honestly, every single frame of this video is beautiful, and it could be like a screenshot on its own and be beautiful. So it really is a credit to how hard people worked on this video. I love it. And also a teeny tiny side note, I really love the slow motion effect that they put on like the shots where they filmed the band playing. It's beautiful. It's so smooth. And it looks like they're moving in this very smooth and beautiful way, which I really appreciate. I love the way Noah Sebastian moves when he sings. It's really smooth and a little weird, which I appreciate. Let's keep going. Did you see that? It really is giving wreck, isn't it? Then you're gonna tell me, oh my god, but the infrared shots, it's really not like only in wreck. Yes, you would be right, but it's my video, so I draw the parallels I want. Also, wait, I was thinking about something else. They made a reference in one of their Instagram posts to Severance, the Apple TV show. Don't you have some shots that kind of remind you of that? It was making me think about the Cobell episode, so yeah. Who is that boy? We don't know. But shout out to you for being here. Terrifying. Terrifying! And he... Beautiful. Right? Like this transition? Let's watch that again. Ooh! I love movement transition in shots. Like, beautiful. You have him kind of scrunched down, and we see that he's about to get up. And the next shot, you have these terrifying figures in the sky that are slowly, like, getting up. You have to commend it. Really, why are they so tall, though? We will never know, but they are absolutely terrifying. This made me think about Princess Mononoke and about, like, you know, the god of the forest, who's really like tall and that you are going to see moving. And it's kind of making me think about that, but if it was like really terrifying. Beautiful. Terrifying. See the movements. I was looking at them. Some fires that are started. Coraline, low-key. I just have to pause. It's kind of funny when I watch this video. Doesn't it look like Nick Folio, the drummer, has Nicolas Ruffello, the bassist, tattooed on his neck? It kind of looks like it. Now that I take a closer look, it kind of maybe looks like Jesus, I don't know. But I thought it was funny. Okay. What happened? We don't know, but this very terrifying figure in the dark seems to be doing bad things, you know. And tiny boy, what the fuck are you doing? Again, children are so present in horror movies. Let me geek for a sec. Why do I love horror movies so much? It really parallels the real world and what is really scary in it. So often in horror movies, especially if you have stories of people being haunted by entities, you really always go back to this idea that the terrible things that are happening to them are what is scary in real life. Often what is scary for these people is that they move to a new house and they're going to be haunted. They cannot escape the hell because they don't have the money to move. And often people who are like going through terrible things in horror movies are people who don't have a lot of money. And it really speaks to how terrifying poverty is, because it leaves you stuck in hard situations. And in horror movies, it's going to be like a ghost. But really, if you are poor in real life and something bad happens to you, you cannot move. And that's the most terrifying part. And it is what is so terrifying about poverty. And it's not going to be upfront, but it often happens in this movie. Another thing that is really prevalent in horror movies is that the bad thing is happening to a vulnerable person. It's often going to be a woman or a child or a person of color. And here think about Get Out and how it really mirrored how scary it is for a black person to go through racism in a country that upholds white supremacy. Children are really prevalent figure in horror movies, and you're often going to have the story of a child to whom something happens, or a child who's haunted. And what happens? People don't believe them until it's way too late. Isn't it the thing that happens in real life? Like when a child has something terrifying happening to them, or they are haunted by something literal, so something that really happens a lot, for example, is incest. Incest happens so much. I know that in France, a kid out of 10 goes for incest. They are not believed. How often are these children not believed, or don't even have the intellectual capacities to process what is happening to them and to understand how much it's affecting them? And then they're going to lash out and behave in maybe bad ways or get really drawn upon themselves. And this is what happens in the horror movies when a child is haunted by an entity, a ghost, a monster, and so on. You're going to have so many parallels between what is happening to a child haunted in a horror movie and what is happening to a child going through violence, a difficult situation at home, incest, or sexual abuse, even outside of the home, but by like a figure that they were supposed to trust. You're going to see the same behaviors between the children in the movie and the children in real life. And what is the common factor is that the child at the end of the day is left alone and so often is not believed by their parents. Horror movies are so clever in that way. It just like blasts in your face what is honestly scary about reality. And also, just putting it here, but often in horror movies, the person to whom something is going to happen is a woman, and they are not trusted by their husband. This is a trope that is so prevalent in horror movies, no matter the genre. It is what happened in real life. Women are not believed when they speak up about what is happening to them. So this is why I am so absolutely fucking passionate about horror movies, okay? And this is why I was so fucking excited when I saw this music video, because it was making me think about so many horror movies that I've seen. Weapons, It Follows, The Haunting of Hill House. Even some shots were kind of making me think about Get Out, I don't know. I love Specter, and I love its music video, and it's making me super excited about what is coming next for Bad Omens. So yeah, shout out to the very long list of people who worked on this amazing music video. I want to see more of that, honestly. Also, horror movies, the metal music aesthetic, it goes so well together. Also, the last thing that I wanted to say is that this song sounds really similar to Anything More Than Human. Let me know what you think about this music video. I'm sorry I paused it so much, but feel free to go watch it on Sumerian YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm sorry, this was maybe just me geeking about horror movies. But yeah, it's my YouTube channel, I can do whatever I want. If you had a good time, like this video and share it with a friend. If you want to see my face again, subscribe and activate the bell. I was your host Leo. This was me geeking about horror movies and reacting to Specter, the beautiful masterpiece Bad Omens just released. And I will see you very soon. Bye!